Let me off, I don't like this destination. I like a transfer to the express line. I gotta get off. Electric slide into the double doors of life. Things are changing and it ain't the way I like. On the replay, wish I could get a replay. Don't mean to hold ya, but I wanna do over. Gas up the ship, shoot me a text and let me know when it is time. I wanna get off, I wanna get off. 1 star, would not recommend that we go far from here. I wanna get off, I wanna get off. A music podcast for the culture, Wild Wild Thoughts.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to Wild Wild Thoughts. We got a quick, fun show for you today. Got some good topics to talk about. We hope y'all tap in with us, get in on the discussion. I think the first thing we want to start with, man, is that Tyler Perry Trump assassination attempt. What did you think when you first heard or first saw that there was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump? Go ahead, Rob.
I'm trying to be politically correct so I don't get your show canceled.
Yeah, hey, be careful because you don't want to get fired from your job either. So, tread lightly for the CIA be on that ass.
All I can say is, damn, Billy.
Billy didn't upgrade his prescription.
I mean, it's like there's a number of things that just makes you shake your head. The fact of the matter that he was 150 feet, they gave the motherfucker 10 minutes to set up.
A lot of stuff was odd about how that all went down because they said that was literally the only building directly in front of the president, and there was no Secret Service there at the one building that's like directly in front of him. Like, it was a lot of stuff that was a little off, a lot of weird stuff. I don't want to get into conspiracy theories, but it was interesting.
I'm starting to believe those conspiracy theories where it was just a setup.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Emery.
EMC.
Say hi to everybody, Emery.
Hi. I have a question about that.
Girl, go get in the house.
Please.
All right, you say hi to everybody. Now you go in the house. But yeah, man. So I thought it was interesting. I thought it was weird.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was funny, and it wasn't supposed to be. It was.
Yeah, this motherfucker like grabbed his ears. It turned into a comedy skit.
What made it funniest to me is the big ass bandage he showed up to the Republican National Convention. That's what made it jokes. That's
like weird. Yeah,
that's what made like he got a damn paper plate on the side of his head.
Just walking in.
Made it. But even crazier, they said after he did that, people at the convention started doing it. Like, I'm like, that's so weird. Like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, people at the convention started doing along with it, man. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was weird. This is the first assassination attempt in a very long time. They got this close. I'm sure there were more that were foiled, but this is the first one that got this close in a very long time. So before we move on from this, let me ask y'all, do y'all think this helps him? Do you think this is going to help him get more votes because people are going to look at him as like a hero?
Yeah, nigga, come on now, 50 Cent.
Yeah, I think for the most part, it definitely riles up his base. I don't necessarily know how it impacts those old school conservatives and whatnot, because there's still that, chain of people that hate him on the Republican side. But I think as far as his base, as far as like ignorant folks that look at him as a comic skit, it definitely has them looking at him like, oh, Teflon Don's, like the whole 50 Cent thing.
Yeah.
And whatnot. It's like, that's the last thing in which you need, where, people that don't necessarily follow politics and understand the impact that he's had, it kind of glorifies him and makes him like, and an easy person to vote for, per se.
Real quick, shout out to Jason Edmonds watching my boy JP Edmonds. What's happening, man? Shout out to Steph. She's back. Steph Smith. She said, "How you have time to do photo apps right after somebody supposedly tried to take him out?" Yeah, when he got up and put that fist up, I was like, "This is Kabuki theater right here, man." Like that was crazy to me. Like, but again, like I said, man, interesting couple of days. And he used this. It's perfect timing for him to lead it into the Republican National Convention. He chose his vice president, J.D. Vance, who was somebody who seemed to hate Trump, and now he's on his side, like a lot of the other Republicans are. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the people who was not rocking with him, they back rocking with him because they feel like, you know, he might actually win. He's up in the polls right now. Joe is not doing well. His own party is trying to take him out, so he not only has to worry about the Republicans, but he got to worry about the Democrats. So it's gonna be an interesting, couple of weeks.
Quick question
Yeah.
for you, and I don't want to, put too much emphasis on this, but what is the thought on Gavin Newsom?
I think Gavin Newsom, honestly, I think Gavin Newsom would be the guy that could beat Trump, but he's not going to fall out of protocol because he even was saying, like, if they want somebody to run, I think he would be more likely to be Kamala Harris's VP than try to jump over her and run for president. You know what I mean? But I actually think if he was running for president, he got just enough smarts, he got just enough charisma, and he kind of got that Ronald Reagan superstar thing going. I think he could actually win. Because people don't realize a lot of times, like, our presidents win because they stars, right? Like, it's almost, if you look at the last, maybe since Jimmy Carter, the most charismatic, the star usually wins. Because I think that's how Barack Obama snuck up on Hillary. I think Hillary is dope, as not dope, but as smart as she is and as prepared as she seemed to be for it. I think Barack was a star, and America is attracted to stars. And I think Gavin Newsom is a star.
Yeah.
I think Biden was a star, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I kind of think his star is fading a little bit. You know what I mean? I feel like his star is fading a little bit.
Started.
Right. But yeah. So our next topic, my man Usher Raymond, Usher baby, got nominated for 3 Emmys for his Super Bowl performance. Congratulations on that. I think that's dope. I think that's a big deal. I feel like Usher finally starting to get, to me, the flowers and recognition he deserves as the size and the magnitude of the artist that he is. I feel like too often people overlook him, so I feel like he's finally starting to get that, like, oh, Usher is one of the greatest. And I think he deserves it. And that Super Bowl performance was amazing. So I think he deserved it for that as well. But let me ask you this, because that brings me to this question. I was watching Michael Jackson's Super Bowl the other day. And then I watched Michael Jackson bring his baby out the window and wave at people. And I had never paid attention to this, but I looked at the crowd. And the crowd for people just standing at his apartment waiting for him to come out and wave was like big as some of the biggest artists of today, their actual shows. Do you think we get another Zenith superstar like that in our lifetime? Or do you think the business has changed so much, it's hard to have a superstar like that?
It's hard to have a superstar like that. You can't. There's nobody. Back in the days, you couldn't get near any artists back then. Like you had to like, they had to like actually pop out. But now, like nowadays, like social media and all that other shit, like you can just pull up on an artist or anybody and it's just there. Like you can do anything there.
So Rex, you feel like artists have made themselves so accessible now.
Yeah,
it's hard
like,
to look at them in that superstar light, right?
It's not genuine no more, and it's not what it used to be. It's not the same. No.
Okay, I'm not mad at that take. What about you, Rob? What you think? Do you think that we can find another MJ in our lifetime with that kind of superstardom? And if not, why?
I do think that it's possible. I think we're decades from it, because, And I don't even want to say MJ. I think the next person that's going to be to that magnitude is going to be the complete package, both a performer, entertainer, musician, songwriter, but they're going to be doing it from a grassroots perspective.
Mm.
I think that everything is so watered down and so repetitive that that person is gonna just it's just gonna be different. It's gonna stand out. But again, like I said, I think we're decades away from something like that happening.
So let me ask you, why do you think we're decades away from like that kind of artist emerging?
Unfortunately, because like emerging artists today don't know the history of music, and everything is so quick and instant that they haven't really had the proper tutelage to learn and develop.
Okay, okay. And do you think like because of social media, like Rex was saying, because of social media, how different do you think it's going to look when that kind of artist comes back from like the MJ era, right? Because
Mhm.
you feel like Beyonce is close but no cigar, right? You feel like Taylor Swift is close but it's still not that magnitude of mania. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? So what do you think? And I think I will say to Rex's point as well, I think Beyonce and Rihanna do a good job of keeping that superstar mystique around them,
Right.
where you still look at them as a superstar. Like you don't look at them as so common like a lot of the other artists that are out. I do think they are the closest to keeping that like superstar mystique about them while still letting you into some of their personal moments, like just enough like MJ. But how come you feel like they haven't? Because I feel like they're huge. Like I'm not taking nothing away, but like why do you feel like Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Usher, and Beyonce, why they haven't like hit that peak of what like peak 80s MJ was doing?
Because they've become brands. MJ wasn't a brand. MJ was he was different. He was an entertainer overall. When you look at Rihanna, when you look at Beyonce, when you look at Taylor Swift, they have become brands.
Hmm.
Mm.
That's a difference. That's true. Stephanie said, maybe I'm wrong, but people don't really value the real artistry and musicianship and material that's put out now. Before, whether we personally liked it or not, artists were actually putting some thought into their work and their catalogs. Now they're put anything out just for streams.
Hmm.
So I think that's another thing that makes it a little different and makes it a little harder to be a superstar at that magnitude is because of streaming and the access, even like what you was talking about, Rex, how easy that access was and how easy the access is to streaming because you're the experience. Remember, we were talking about the experience of buying a ticket and going to a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, because of streaming and the access you have on social media, I feel like the investment in the artist isn't the same. And I'm not talking about just financially, but I mean the investment in like taking your time to really have to get in the car,
Mm-hmm.
drive to, or have your parents drive you to the warehouse or do this and do that and go pick up a record and pay for a whole 18.99 record. So because you did all that, your investment in the artist is different than if you on iTunes and you paying 99 cents for one song and not the whole album, or if you're on streaming and you're not really paying anything, you're paying $10 for everybody. So your investment in the artist isn't the same. So do you think that's another reason why it's probably going to be a little bit more difficult to reach that kind of stardom, because it's hard to get people that invested in the artist just because of the way technology is right now?
I want to say no. I think with technology, it'll make it a lot easier. It's just that is the material enough to keep the audience captivated?
So you think it's the material too?
Hmm. It's a like you can poke pull from anywhere. I think it's a combination of everything, but I definitely think, material aspect.
So you think some of it is the material just isn't as good? Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. Um, I think it's, of course, it's a combination of things, right? I do. I think it's the material because I feel like, I mean, not to get super techie deep, but because me and my boy Ken Michael was talking about this today, a lot of the beats that you hear and the music that you hear isn't even really somebody playing it. A lot of it is somebody drawing it into the computer. Like, so you're not even hearing like chords really being played, or you're not hearing, you know what I mean? You actually hearing signals being drawn. So I think that makes a difference in how the music connects to you, like the feel, the feel of the music. Um, I think a lot of stuff is done inside the box, meaning like everything is done inside the computer. So you don't have those ideas coming from a bunch of different musicians that change the color of the song. You don't have that same kind of like collaborative effort when it comes to making a record. Because even if I'm like Quincy Jones and I'm producing a record, the way the record sound is going to depend on the musicians I pick, and the way the musicians I pick is going to change the feel and the way they play, and then they add their own stank on it and all that. And I feel like when you got just a producer doing everything in the box on his computer by itself, I think that kind of changes that feeling as well, and it changes the connection to the music. It's just one of my theories. Let me read Steph's comment. She said, I definitely agree that it'll make it very difficult because people are like, why go through all that when I could just sit here and watch it on my phone or my iPad? Before they just had to, battle with piracy. But I think the piracy folks are even out of business now. They are, like Napster and all that. Like when they tried to go legit, it was over. But again, like I said, even when we talked about the experience of going to the movie and waiting in line and running in and trying to get a seat, the excitement for that was even different from now, where you can like 3 weeks ahead pick a seat. You know what I mean? So like that, it's not the same experience. And I think we're experiencing music differently because of streaming and because of even more, a lot of artists aren't performing, or we don't have like the Arsenio Hall show. We don't have what was D Barnes video show, Pump It Up. We don't have, those like very specific things that we go to as the culture.
TV, we ain't got none of that.
Yeah, to share, because there were things that we had shared as a culture. On Thursday nights, everybody in the hip hop culture, for the most part, we going to watch Martin on Thursday at 8:30, right? You know what I'm saying? Like there were shared moments that we all had, and because of the way media is, I think we miss those shared moments as a culture, but also we miss those shared moments when it comes to like music, when it comes to like film, and I think that's why it's hard to build that kind of like superstardom, because when Thriller came out, we all knew Thriller came out, and we all, Pandora, TRL, like
that was
TRL,
a moment.
those were moments, TRL,
Damn.
106 in Park, AJ and Free, like, you know what I mean? Like, those were shared cultural moments, because if something happened, we all knew what happened that day, and we all was talking about it the next day. Those water cooler moments, you know what I mean? And I think it's hard to have that when like, oh, I could watch it on streaming anytime I want. That's not the same as 4 o'clock coming home from school, getting your snacks, watching 106 in Park. You know what I mean?
For example, like the pop out. You wouldn't be able to watch that. You wouldn't be able to watch that on your phone back then. You had to go.
Friday night videos. Friday night
like,
videos.
Come on, man.
But the pop out proves my point too, Rex, because so many people watched it live, and it's now become a cultural shared moment.
Yep.
Right? And it brought back that feeling.
Bro.
And when the video came out, we all got the alert at the same time. So that was another shared cultural moment.
Yeah.
You feel me?
That's
like,
crazy,
so I feel like because Kendrick has found an organic way to create that, through this battle and all that. But I think we are going to need more of that to build like superstardom, those cultural like moments, like Michael Jackson at the Super Bowl, Kendrick at the pop out, when the Michael Jackson Thriller video dropped. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain moments we all can go back and remember at the same time that we share. Like, oh, I remember when this happened. I remember when 50 Cent and Kanye was on 106 in Park battling for the best sales. And I remember when NSYNC was on TRL and they dropped, you know what I mean? Like, there's like so many like
Man of the Month, Redman, and Method Man.
Yep, that was
Yeah,
dope.
yeah. That
Yep.
was
Like,
yep.
so I agree. She said we definitely need more than this moment. Yeah, so it's like, how do we culturally, how do you think we can culturally build back to those like shared moments? Because I think that's another thing. And when we talked about even gatekeeping,
Mm-hmm.
right? When we talked about gatekeeping the culture, I think that's another way we gatekeep the culture is like building those kind of shared moments, even from a marketing standpoint, right? Like, because those
Right.
are the things that people remember, those are the things that people connect with, those are the things that matter. So, what do you think we can do? Is there a way to get back to that? Was this Kendrick like, did he get lucky? Was it a shot in the dark? Or did he just show there's a way to do it? We just need to figure out the new blueprint.
I think he definitely showed the way to do it. The thing is, I don't necessarily know if artists today can be disciplined like Kendrick, because the
Mm,
reality of the
mm.
situation is that
That's big. That's
er,
big.
Kendrick was a grassroots that knew what he wanted to do and did not confine to what the industry was doing. And he
Mm,
stayed true to himself. Even when you look at, how he does his music and whatnot, it's like they have jam sessions, they have
mm,
freestyle sessions.
Right.
So he as an artist is constantly evolving, constantly challenging himself and getting better. It's like, the reality of the situation is like when you look at today's artists, the mumble rap, you know, they don't know what a cipher is. They can't go into a freestyle. They
Right.
can't do any of this stuff. And I think what's even sad is that, when you say gatekeeper, can we as the consumer and the buying public, or even those people, those individuals that are there to the early rendition, can we be honest enough to say, yo, that's not it?
Yeah, and like Pandora just said, she said the problem is the industry is ruling the culture right now, unfortunately, and I think that's why Kendrick was able to cut through in this moment, right?
Hmm.
Because I feel like Kendrick isn't ruled by the industry, so
Hmm.
it feels different, right? It feels like something else.
right.
Um, let me read Stephanie's comment. She says it definitely can be done, but are these new age people willing to do the footwork, have the tenacity to do what needs to be done in order for it to happen? We are really in a lazy time. Well, and I tell you this, Stephanie, that's not even. I don't blame all of that on the artist, as Mars can attest to. When artists used to get signed, they used to put them through a full boot camp to prepare them to be artists. They used to put them through media classes where you had to learn how to do interviews, you had to learn how to speak, you had to learn not to chew gum while you're on a microphone. Like, we did full media, you know, sessions, and then they taught you how to perform, not just choreography. They put you with a performance specialist to help teach you how to perform, how to utilize your strengths on stage. Now I feel like if they feel like you got a little groundswell on your record, they just throwing you out there.
Yeah.
Throwing you out there with a single, and we'll record the album while the single is hot. So we're just like, so I think some of that is a difference in the culture as well, is even the way we prepare our artists and even the way we get them ready, which that also I think is going to make it harder to build a superstar too, because they not coming from the same school of, that's what Motown used to do all the way to, you know, Death Row, even Bad
Mm.
Boy, you know what I mean? Like all those great labels, they all did great with artist development and putting their artists in the best position to win before you saw them one time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Before the first time you ever saw it, and best believe there was a lot. Pandora said the industry presents shiny things in front of these poor new artists and pimps the culture. Hence, how Drake was allowed to exist. She said there's literally no artist development anymore. Artist development is resigned to TikTok challenges now. No, it really is.
No, she's
And
right.
yeah, so
Yeah.
She's 100% right. Sorry,
Yeah.
Glenn. Go.
yeah. No. She's 100% right, and I think she's speaking of what we're talking to. And I think these are some of the things you have to figure out, like how do we shift this to kind of get the culture back on track, to build the culture back. And speaking of us gatekeeping and letting people in the culture and just play around in our face, you know what I'm saying? Amber Rose was at
Oh,
the
Jesus Christ.
Republican National Convention, and I I don't understand how. Well, one, to me, this shows how out of touch the Republicans are when it comes to black folks. If you think she's the one who's going to swing the vote for black folks, is getting Amber Rose to speak. That's the first thing. And then two, why? What merit does Amber Rose have to speak at the convention on behalf of black people? Let's talk about that. Go ahead, Mars. What you think?
I'm just confused why they even labeled her a rapper. Let me just start off by that. And I think, the reality of the situation is that, RNC, they're playing us for fools in the fact that they feel that they can just pluck anyone that says that they have quote unquote cred
Yeah.
and think that they can put them in front of a microphone and, persuade black voters. I mean, if
Right.
anything, you gotta look at the grand scheme of things and be like, yo, they really don't understand, the culture. They don't understand black people. They don't understand black voters. And everyone should take it as an insult that they picked her to be a spokesman.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what is, one of the most annoying things about it to me is one, she doesn't really identify as
No,
black. She says she's
no.
biracial. She's not. As they asked her specifically, "Are you sure I'm not a black woman?" Wait, Paula Jai White is on that shit. How did I miss that? That's wild. But yeah, I think the most interesting thing about it is like the fact that they tried to use Amber Rose to pander to black folks.
Hmm.
I thought that was
No, but
I thought that was a miss, and it shows the disconnection
but here's
between
the
the
thing.
Republican Party and
But
actual black folks.
but here's the thing. Was it a miss? Because remember, Trump did a rally in the Bronx, and the fact that he had these drill rappers there supporting, just speaking on his behalf, it's like they're specifically going after the out of touch, don't follow
Mm,
politics.
so you think there's a certain type of black person they're going after?
Yeah,
That makes sense. But you know who I blame for her being there? Honestly,
Wiz
I blame
Khalifa.
the shade room.
Oh,
I blame the shade room because when she first started saying she was supporting Donald Trump and they kept platforming her,
they
I'm like,
kept building it up. Right.
why are y'all posting this shit? Like, why do we even give a fuck that she's saying she's following Donald Trump? Like, why are y'all even posting this? And the more they posted it, that's how to me she ended up at
Hmm.
the convention,
Right.
right? Because they kept platforming her every time she said something about, oh, I'm with Donald Trump. Blah, blah. They reposted it and gave her some extra burn.
I'm about to start some stuff.
You said what?
I'm about to start some stuff.
What you think? Go ahead.
Yo, how upset do you think Candace Owens was?
Oh, burning
Oh.
up, burning up, because that was her spot.
Oh.
Candace.
Burning up because that was her spot. Yeah, I know she wasn't happy about that, and she probably feel insulted.
Most definitely. Oh
She
yeah,
probably
most
feel
definitely.
insulted that it was Amber.
Oh
And
yeah.
Van Jones said something. Sometimes I feel like he's a little out of touch too.
Nah, he jumps back and forth.
Van Jones said he was like, I think that was the most dangerous speech that was made at the convention because she is in touch with the young black women and that. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
She's in touch with the strippers.
But I'm like, but he was saying it as
Nah,
if like
she in touch
he
with
said
sluts.
he
That's
was
what she in
actually
touch
saying
with.
he said this could be the thing that takes Donald Trump over. And I was like, what?
Nigga no.
So why do you think that Van Jones thinks that? And I want to hear Pandora's thoughts on that as well. Why do you think Van Jones thinks she said, I'm not even gonna say it, but y'all can read it. And there it is.
It's like he's pandering, trying to make it a topic, trying to make it something to talk about.
Yeah, again, shade room. Stop platforming people because y'all keep putting people in positions they shouldn't be in
Hmm.
with these. You know what I mean? Like I said, when they kept
Social
on,
media. Shit
yeah,
trash.
Oh, she said Dems always trying to instill fear in black voters. Yeah, you know what? I feel like that's what he's doing because he really was like, "That's a what did he say? He called it something buster, like basically saying like she's. Oh, he said the biggest voting black for Democrats is black women, and she probably just busted that wide open for the Republicans. I'm like, Amber Rose. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah,
You are so bad.
Emery's back.
Why?
Come on, Emery.
Wait, did she say Kawhi?
No, that's funny.
A Clipper name in a Laker house?
No, sir, not over here. She said Van Jones is part of the corporate media machine. Yeah, he is. And you know what? I think, like I said, when I was watching, I'm like, bro, like that's not the flex that you think it is. Like that's not the flex for the Republicans that you think it is. Oh, real quick, Bronny had a good game tonight. Thank God
Jesus
he finally
Christ.
hit a couple threes.
Couple, nigga, he hit 1 3. What do you mean?
No, he hit another one. He hit two. He hit two before the game was over. He hit another one.
So
Two.
you got him penciled in as your starting shooting guard? now?
Hell no.
I mean, hey, wait, hold on. He got
Dad,
good
pass me
defense.
the ball. Dad, pass me the ball. I'm open.
Look, he was playing good defense. He was
Yeah,
doing
he's
what
always
he was
so I've
supposed
been
to
saying
do.
from jump. He's
So
always been playing good defense.
he's just. Oh man, he's good. But I'm just saying, like, offense wise, it's just like
Bro.
you gotta
His-
like, come
His
on, man.
offense needs a lot of work,
Wait a minute.
but I feel like he got enough basic tools to be
Yeah,
okay. From what I can see, I feel like he got the basic tools to
yeah,
be okay because he knows things that I think a lot of other, like his footwork around coming off screens and
Mhm,
stuff like that. Not to get all into the minutia of it, but his footwork coming off screens and the way he moves around the ball, like because he was doing a lot of good things, but his shot wasn't falling. Right,
nah,
but it was like everything leading up to the shot. I'm like, oh, that's good.
yeah,
That's good
yeah,
footwork.
yeah.
That's good. He has really good
He's still in
fundamentals.
development. He's still in
Oh,
development.
for sure, he has really good fundamentals. But
Yeah.
I think, but defensively from jump, he's been good.
Oh
Since
no, that nigga good.
he a
That
dog
nigga
on
good.
yeah, he
Yeah,
a
yeah,
dog
that
on
nigga, yeah.
So
He got it.
So
Yeah.
basically, y'all got a short version of Ben Simmons.
no, we
Oh
actually got
no.
I think a shorter version of Avery Bradley if he can get his offense. If he can get his offense to catch up with his defense, because he's like that kind of like bulldog small guy defender.
This
So
is
if he gets,
this is summer league though. He's struggling.
I know, and I don't put no stock in summer league either, because like I said, Kyle Kuzma looked like the next Kobe Bryant in summer league. So I don't put a lot of stock in the summer league stats at all. I'm just saying, like, I'm just looking at his gameplay for what it is from him. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I feel like if he develops into a decent rotation player, that would be a great career for him. I don't think he's a superstar. I don't think he's ever going to be his dad. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't have those kind of like, I don't view him as that. I view him as like you would view a good second round pick, right? Like,
Right.
if he was in the G League and he develops and he can get a decent shot to go along with his defense, I think he'll be okay. That's all.
I'm gonna ask one question. I'm a sidebar it. So the one change to the Laker was the addition to Connect Four and Bronny, right? In the roster. Y'all won the IST. What happens if y'all do not even advance further in the IST? And what is JJ's response
To the in-season tournament?
Yep.
Man, we don't care about that. Come on, man.
No,
Get out of here. We don't care about the in-season tournament, dog.
Oh, now y'all don't care about it.
I didn't care about it, but we won. You didn't hear me. Did you ever hear me say, "Oh, we won the in-season tournament"?
No,
dog.
What?
I don't care
What
about
is
that.
that? What is that? That don't count, nigga. What is that?
Yeah, we don't care about no in-season tournament banner, dog. Like, we don't care about that.
Right.
We're not having a conversation about that.
What is that?
Ham won it last year for y'all. And y'all
What
booed.
He did.
It's just
And
bragging
then we
rights.
play like ass for the rest of the season after that.
So what is that? Just bragging rights, nigga. They ain't doing that.
Yeah,
Ain't
literally
nothing. Ain't
bragging
no
right.
chip.
Nobody care about that.
Okay.
They got some extra money, I know, but I don't care about the in-season tournament. Nah.
Hey man,
Did it win us a chip?
I'm the resident hater, so.
But I do think Connect Four is gonna surprise some people this year.
Oh yeah, so do I. I'm pissed off.
From what I've been seeing, I think Connect Four is going to surprise some people because he was supposed to be a lottery pick, and I kind of see why they say he didn't get picked because he was older. But I think he's going to surprise.
I wanted the Sixers to pick him. I can't believe that. Let me not even start.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to the last of the last. Schoolboy Q had Schoolboy Q had his Toronto show canceled. He said he feels like they don't want anybody from TDE to perform in Canada right now.
Yeah. I mean, God already flooded the mansion. I need any sense of Lotus next.
So do you think that's a real thing? Do you think Drake is really trying to stop them from getting burned in Toronto?
Yes.
Because Roddy Ricch said that he basically was stopped.
Oh, Roddy Ricch too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
So it's Drake. He's in his
Drake said, "I run Toronto, nigga.
I run Toronto. You can't come here.
I run Toronto."
No.
Yeah, it's definitely. It's
that's
like,
how you sound, Lou. That's how you sound, Rick.
You can't come here. No.
You can't come here. No.
Y'all know how his real voice sound. Don't get that deep voice fucked up. Nah, man, that nigga sound. Hey, come on, man. Nah.
No, but he's definitely starting some shit. It's like once you start fucking with like niggas paper.
Come on, bro. Like you really a bitch. Like come on, bro.
Yeah.
If you can probably come out here and probably not get touched, maybe.
No, he's gonna get touched.
I tried to give him some I tried. Oh well, but hey.
He can't. He's already has issues in Miami, especially since Uncle Luke came out and started talking about the stuff.
I'm gonna say, I think if he really is doing that, that's a really bad move for him, because you need the LA market more than anybody needs the Toronto market.
He ain't getting no LA market.
But you got to look at what they've been saying. Like he is tone deaf, and he continues to show that he is tone deaf.
Yeah. And he keep bringing up money, so that's not gonna get you nowhere, brother. Come on now. You need respect, homie. You're not getting it. Like, nah.
Yeah. All right. So, do y'all think Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese is the WNBA Rookie of the Year so far?
To me, it's Angel Reese, but Caitlin is coming up strong, and
Caitlin is going through it.
If Indiana makes the playoffs, she's gonna get it. But it's like Angel, in my opinion, like now the league is like trying to stop her in the post. Like they're game planning for her now. Like she's like,
I feel like in like the last 5 or 6 games, Angel's game has come alive, and like you said, Caitlin is coming too. She's been getting better. They've been winning a little more, but I just feel like Angel Reese has some really strong performances, man. Her doubles, like she's been to me, I feel like she's been a little more consistent than Caitlin.
She's so fun.
Yeah, especially after we saw that entourage of her holding hands with that other chick from Chicago and Jaylen Brown, and then the outfit.
Oh man,
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese. Something else. Boy.
All right, I don't need y'all daydreaming all on the podcast. Both of y'all looking off up in space. Like, ooh, come back.
Well, man.
You can't get an offensive glass without the ass.
Hey, shit, sheesh.
And I seen that the WNBA just did a $2.2 billion deal for their TV for their TV rights. That's huge for them.
That's huge, yeah.
But it's
that's
like
gonna be beautiful.
Is it 2.2 over 11 years?
Yeah.
See, I'm curious as to how it's going to break down to the players, though.
Yeah. But that mean they probably don't have to ride commercial no more.
Yeah. Especially when you'll have like fans like me and Rex, stalking Angel Reese.
real quick before we get out of here, I know Stephanie specifically wanted to join the show to talk about. She wanted to hear us talk about what do you guys think. Timberland and Swiss Beats got the rights back to Versus, so now they own it 100%. and they just went in and they did a partnership with Elon Musk and X, formerly known as Twitter. What do you think? Because
I can't support it.
yeah, some people were not about it. It got a little
No,
bit controversial. They were up in arms. They're not supporting it. What are y'all thoughts? And tell me why you don't want to support it.
I can't support it for the simple fact that Elon Musk said that he's going to be donating like 45 million to the Trump campaign. I can't support it.
Wait, he said that?
Yeah,
You said who said that?
Elon Musk.
Okay, but what does that? What does that have to do with you for them partnering up with him for
Because
X?
that whatever money that he can get from Versus through X is going to funnel right into a Trump campaign.
Okay, so you feel like it is going to have a direct effect on democracy?
Don't
Okay,
do it.
okay.
It's too late. But I mean, hey, that's a little weird though. I mean, and the niggas know this already, so it's kind of that's a little weird.
Okay. Now, counterpart, a lot of us don't know what our bosses are doing, who our bosses support, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a partnership that is beneficial, more beneficial to them. So this is what Swissby said. Swissby said our stuff ends up on X anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's gonna be there, anyway. It's gonna be on that platform. Like our stuff ended up on
Twitter
X.
gets their shit before Instagram do and Facebook. So I don't know.
So he basically like, so why not?
They could. I don't know. I think. I don't know. I don't want to say it's a cop out. Like they threw money at it and they caved to the money and whatnot. I think they could have kept the ownership and negotiated and done stuff through directly through YouTube. They can have done it through Amazon after
Yeah.
seeing the success of the pop out concert and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, they said I mean, but think about it. YouTube ain't that, and Instagram ain't that Meta? Ain't that all? What's your man's name? Who also I think is a Trump supporter too.
Zuckerberg? Well,
Yeah,
no,
Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he's a Trump supporter
I
too.
mean,
Yeah.
if you think about it, most of these tech companies are big game money guys who support Trump.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get why people mad about it. I get why people don't want to support it, but I also feel like from a realistic standpoint, almost anybody who has a big enough platform that's going to actually do something to help your brand, it's probably going to be somebody who got enough money. They're going to probably be supporting Trump, unless he went to Isaac Hayes and did fan base. But I don't know if fan base had the bread for them. I don't know.
Yeah. But what's more bigger than Apple? Like Twitter for me is not bigger. Like as far as like the venue of viewerships and whatnot.
You mean like Apple TV?
Yeah.
I think I agree with that. Stephanie said I guess it was a business move, but really knowing where Elon Musk stands and where his loyalties lie, and knowing your following feels about him, why would you take that risk? Well, maybe they feel like the risk wouldn't hurt them. They feel like maybe we'll get a little bit of flack, but people gonna come back and rock with us. Maybe that's the thinking. I don't know.
I don't know. That's a little weird.
Would you have done it with Elon Musk?
Hell yeah, for the money? Shit. That nigga rich? Nah. But yeah. I probably yeah.
Well, because I know Don Lemon said he was, before he got kicked off, he was supposed to be partnering. Don Lemon was partnering with Elon until he did that interview and he pissed Elon off, and Elon ended the contract. You know what I mean? But again, in that instance, even Don Lemon was like, he ended the partnership, but I still run my stuff through Twitter. He said, so it's just not, it's the same, but maybe he's getting less money from Twitter directly. But he also said, I feel like everybody who don't like Trump can't get off Twitter. He said, because Twitter controls so much of the news narrative. He like, if we all get off, the narrative is only going to be what the Trump folks want to say. And, that's going to be the largest voice on there. And he said that, so that's something to think about as well. So I think it's like nuance and layers to it. Like I feel what you saying, Mars, but I also feel what Rex saying. Like, we got to get our bread somewhere, and for the most part, if we get our bread from a millionaire, mm, 11 times out of 10, he's probably gonna be supporting Trump.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they
So
want those tax breaks.
yeah, so
Yeah,
so it's almost like, but
it's a money scheme.
I think it's a little different because maybe because Elon is so blatant, like, I'm out, a Trump supporter, I'm out here.
Hmm.
I think that's where maybe people feel a little betrayed because it's like it's not a secret. Whereas like maybe your boss, you don't know. Like maybe you know, but you don't know. You know what I
You
mean?
sense it,
You
but you
sense
don't
it,
know.
but you don't know. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I think
you
it
don't
might
know.
be. I think it's some of that. Like, well, we know where he is.
Right.
She said, I would not have gone into business with them. They had enough traction to have gotten a great deal, if not equal with another partner. I do agree with that. I do feel like there probably could have been other places and other spaces they could have got it. But I don't know the ins and outs of the deal either and what benefits they get from being on Twitter. So I'm I just want to see what they do. You know what I mean? Like I kind of just want to see what they do with it and how they flip it and why they felt like that was the right place for them.
Mm.
Mm,
What you come on, go say it, Rex. What you thinking?
I don't know who
I
I
Rex
don't
would.
said, "Go
know.
get that bag." Rex said, "Get that bag, nigga."
I'm okay. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I would,
Huh?
just for the simple fact that it's a it's money, but at the same
You feel
time,
okay?
if you don't wanna look like a sellout, I mean, I wouldn't do it. Like just on a business standpoint, just to make yourself feel like But nah, I don't know. That's a little weird. Like I said, but I don't know. I'll do it, but I don't know. I'll flip it to make it seem like I wouldn't look like a sellout though. Like, just to make it seem like I'm not with the same nigga he's running for. You feel me? But other than that, I don't
Stephanie
know.
said most of the time if Elon Musk is involved, he has some type of controlling interest in it. And F Elon Musk because I tried to log on our show to Twitter today, and I guess they got some new rule that if I want to live broadcast on X now, we have to have a premium account. A holes.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so we're not broadcasting on Twitter today. We just on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, which is enough. Those three places you can find. But
Oh
yeah,
my god, I'm gonna get me
Pop said
some of
if
that.
Pops is over here, and Pop said if the paperwork is right on both sides and everybody good and everybody benefiting, hell yeah, I'll sign it.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, but still at the same time, you don't want to look like a sellout. You feel me? But
Yeah, that's why I said the optics of it are bad, right? I said,
yeah,
but again, you think about it, most people who have money like that, and even like us, most of us don't know we're working for a boss who might be a Trump supporter. You're not gonna
so
not take
hey,
their money.
take
You're
it,
not
nigga.
gonna
Go
not
for
take the paycheck from them. Like,
it. Go, nigga. Take that money. What you
yeah,
mean?
Let me ask you this question: do you think Versus has ran its course, and they basically just sold while it was hot?
I think
Why?
I think versus has I think versus can come back if they do it the right way. So for me, because some of the things that I thought versus was lacking on, the sound quality of the shows were bad a lot of the time. Um, the the setup sometimes was a little weird and awkward. So I think if they could figure out those things and then do a versus tour, the brand can come back strong, right? I think if you do it the right way, fix the sound issues, maybe have just one studio where everybody goes to do the verses as opposed to like at somebody club, somebody house, different venue, like have a more controlled environment. And versus have a more controlled environment where we can hear the sound, we can see them, and it looks good, and the stream ain't all choppy. Which is
Like the
probably one of the
Gucci and
reasons. Probably one
Young
of the reasons they
Jeezy
went
shit.
with Twitter because they got a lot of you
Mhm.
know the
Mhm.
gigabytes, if you will,
Mhm.
that they need. If they do that and then do like a nice run and maybe 4 or 5 verses back to back, and then do a versus tour with those 5, and then do
Mhm.
another 5 and do a tour with those 5, then I think the brand can actually have some legs and have some longevity. Stephanie said the fact that he supports Trump is one thing, but knowing how he view me and my people is another. I think that speaks to what like Rex was saying too. Like, yo, it's just the look of feeling like
You a sellout.
You're a sellout. Yes, the look of feeling like you're a sellout is I think that's the bad look. So I get both sides of the coin, man. Trust me.
Yeah, I do too.
I get
But
both sides of the coin, but
Same.
yeah. So I'm looking forward to see what they do with it, how they do it, and hopefully whatever deal they have with him is worth all the controversy. You know
They have concerts with stripper poles and everything.
what? So yes, that's my take on the whole Versus situation, and because it's been dormant, for about a year, 2 years now.
Mhm.
The Versus brand, I guess they was waiting for the deal to run out with Thriller because Triller. I'm sorry, because when they go out with Triller, it got really bad. Like I feel like it got worse once they got with Triller and started
Yeah.
trying to broadcast on Triller. It was terrible. So
I feel like that shit went downhill after that Gucci Man Young Jeezy shit. That shit went. That
yeah,
shit. I don't know. I
yeah.
just feel like it went
I
downhill
mean,
like
there's a
a
few instances. I mean, they started off on the wrong foot with
mother.
with Teddy Riley and his sound.
And then like trying to do it on Instagram, like from your house and then my house, and it just didn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I will say, Mars, going back to what we were talking about earlier, Versus had a lot of those shared cultural hip hop and R&B moments at that time that we all was connected to at the same time. We all was talking about it. The culture was locked in and involved. It did create that.
Yeah, but at the same time, we also saw the majority of the verses that we wanted to see. Like even like today, just thinking like, who would I want to see in the verses? What, Diddy and Dre? No.
That ain't happening.
That ain't happening.
Well, that ain't happening.
Yeah, that ain't
Like what, JD and Dre? No, no interest. No disrespect to the South. Like I know y'all got something to say. I was part of that Outcast movement, but there's nobody that I would be remotely interested in seeing, especially after what we just witnessed with Kendrick and Drake.
Now, can you imagine them two doing a versus and they actually be in the same room?
Oh
Can
yeah,
y'all imagine that shit?
If
yeah,
that was the first one they came back with, dog, that
If
would
that's
be
the
out
first
of
one
this
they came
world.
back with,
yeah.
oh,
Out of this
man,
world.
bruh.
But then they were like, you can't top that either, though. So you don't want to be the first one. That's the
Nope.
first one. Where you go after that? Where you go after that?
Right.
You
Dog.
have to do like Jay-Z and Nas.
Nah.
Like no, you have to do
Shit. You
no,
do
you got
Jay-Z and Nas in the same room doing their verses, and
yeah,
they end with they
yeah.
end with Ether and
Oh,
Takeover and all that shit. Come on, bro.
no.
That
nah,
should be out of here. That would be huge.
I
yeah.
would
You can do those
I,
two.
no, I would top up to top those two. I'd do Eminem and Jay-Z.
Oh yeah, but I don't think Eminem Jay-Z will be as big for the culture as
Nah.
Jay and Nas
Yeah, I keep it
because of the
messy.
history. Yeah, just because of the history.
I keep it messy.
Yeah, but if they was able to pull off a Drake and Kendrick versus, that would be huge.
What
She
you
said
want? You
LL
want?
Cool J and Kool Mo
Mo
D.
D.
Wait a minute. You want to see? You want to see literal murder, and you want to see a grown man cry?
Oh yeah, oh
Oh
absolutely.
yeah,
Oh, watch it live and direct.
yeah,
No, no.
yeah.
Wait, Kendrick, I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared. No, 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 no. You can't play that. I
I
wasn't
want to see
ready.
it. I want to see it. Let this happen, please. Versus, who is it? Timberland and who?
Put the gun
Yeah,
down, man. Put the
nigga.
gun down,
No,
man.
keep it right there. Nigga, keep it right
Drake,
there.
Kendrick, put the gun down, man.
Please don't keep that motherfucker right in his chest.
Wait. Why did you invite Pusha T to this?
Oh, they be like special guest Pusha
And
T.
can you imagine? Can you imagine the artists that'll be there for this shit?
Yeah, I mean, because you know what, I did really, really, really enjoy more than I thought, and I think that's what they have to do is find those kind of surprises. I really enjoyed the Locks versus Diplomats
Oh
way
yeah,
more than
yeah,
I
yeah,
thought I would.
yeah.
That was like that was
Them
really
old
good.
niggas on stage talking shit. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
It's
that
crazy and real
that
convenient how
Rapping.
ever since Kendrick dropped that third diss track, Drake has been having all kind of issues either at his house or with his house.
yo, I would say this. Not Like Us was not the ether.
No.
That was just a
Which
jab. I want to hear the ether that he has now.
no, I think Not Like Us gotta be the ether, dog.
No, it wasn't. It
Nah, it
wasn't.
wasn't.
It
No,
wasn't.
Nah, hell
I'm
no.
saying, but
He
for
got some more in
for the
stock.
sake of this battle, it has to be because anything else,
No,
I'm
no,
actually
no,
gonna start feeling bad for Drake.
no, no. I hear what you're saying, but let's look at it from the counts. 10, right?
Uh-huh.
Your last three are going to be your strongest and your knockout and your
Yeah.
haymakers. I think when he definitely wrote that within 2 days, and I want to say that he updated it once he heard family like the other song
Yeah.
whatever it was. I think that song was just him playing and toying. Like, haha, just like how he was doing Hillbillies with Baby King, he was just toying with them.
Well, what I tell people though, I like the reason I feel like Not Like Us is the ether though.
Mhm.
You know, this dude literally did a history lesson on a club record and it worked. He did a history lesson in the middle of a club record while tying it into you being a colonizer, dog. And
I
it
just feel
worked.
like
Like you
he
didn't
got
feel like
more in the
it's out of place.
arsenal.
People are singing the history lesson verse in the club. Once upon a time, all of us was in chains.
This
Like
nigga,
niggas is
yeah, like,
singing
come
that.
on, man. Like,
You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, dog. Like,
yeah,
I
nah.
don't think people really grasping. You know what I'm saying? The layers of like, no, it's crazy,
Yeah.
dog.
Got
But
to break down the song, man.
yeah, but yeah, I think Versus can have a comeback. It,
Mhm.
I'm interested to see what steps they take next. And because if they come back with something that's like whack, I think it's over. If the first one they come back with is not only whack, like the names, if we get the names and we're not excited, and then when it comes out,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? I think
Eh,
it might be a wrap. What
Might
about
be.
yeah.
Lil Wayne? Lil Wayne said something about it.
Oh, he what was that? He freestyled over Not Like Us or something.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. That little shit. It was trash. He tried, but that shit was trash. Sorry, Wayne. I mean, you tried, nigga, but that shit was trash.
he said you tried this utter trash.
Yeah. And then you look kind of stiff. I don't
Well,
know.
the thing is, he's still dealing with all that medical condition stuff. Like, he's not the same person anymore.
Yeah, I know, but like, don't Wayne. Nah, leave that to your little homie and let them beef it out if it's them, cause you way bigger than that, my nigga. That ain't your. That ain't your. That shouldn't be his field. He shouldn't even be. Why? Like for what, nigga? That ain't your battle. What are you? What
Yeah,
are you doing?
but the thing about it, you heard what happened at the white party.
Yeah, I mean, come on
So I'm
now.
sure
Who
he
the
felt
fuck?
he felt a certain way about it. He's like, the next time in which I go on stage, 2G gonna support the little homie.
Nah, let your little homie duke it out. You brought the little nigga in. Let him see what he can do. You did your beefs. You was in your beef. You did good, nigga. Come on now. Let him go. Let him fight. Come on now. He ain't no baby. That's a grown ass motherfucking man. Leave that man alone.
Well, great show, guys. Hey, I don't know if y'all watched Star Wars, but the Acolyte was fire.
Was it? I was a little
Yeah,
disappointed.
the last two episodes was fire.
No, I like where they went with it from a conceptual, the story of the Sith and whatnot. But then,
Some of the writing was a little shoddy in the first, I want to say
I can,
first few
yes,
episodes. Some of
I
the
can.
writing was a little shoddy in the first few episodes, and I feel like they was trying to find their way. But I feel like
Mhm.
the last three episodes, like they figured it out. You know what I mean? The writing got better, the action got way better,
Better, agreed,
and
agreed.
you know what I mean. And I think the story they started tying the story together better. I do agree with you. Like the writing in the first few episodes, I was kind of like, I don't know,
Mhm.
dog. But I stuck with it. And the boys though, killing this
I,
season. The boys winning this season.
I haven't watched it yet. I gotta watch
Oh,
it.
you
Yeah, I
The
tripping?
haven't
You
one
said
watched
thing is, the one twist in which I wanted them to do with the Acolyte is the Asian Jedi. I wanted him to turn.
Oh, that would have been dope. But
I
don't be giving
wanted.
spoilers.
Oh, okay.
No
My bad.
spoilers. No spoilers.
No
But yeah,
spoilers.
no, that would have been dope. But
Mhm.
and it's a great cast. I think it's some of the best Jedi action we've seen in a long time
Oh
in
yeah.
regards to the lightsaber fights they've had, the one-on-one fights, and just the character development of May and Osha has
Mhm.
been really, really dope. The
Mhm.
character development, like I said, and it got better. Like the last 3, maybe 4 episodes. I think it kind of found its footing. So hopefully they'll get better in the second season if there is a second season. But
I,
yeah, everybody check out the boys. And I'm rewatching Banshee right now for anybody who, remember there was a show in like 2013 that Homelander was actually the star of called
mhm.
Banshee. And if you like good action and good fighting, nobody on the show can shoot for some reason. Like they're terrible, they can't shoot. But
I'm gonna put you up on 2 series. One on Netflix called Top Dog. Awesome series.
Top
Awesome.
Dog.
Top Dog. Awesome
All right.
series.
All right, so
And
everybody go
then
watch Banshee, Top Dog, Acolyte, and
yeah.
the boys. Watch those shows and y'all, we'll talk about it. Get back with us. All right, we want to thank everybody for joining us. This has been Wild Wild Thoughts. Until next time, with my co-host Lil Rex, aka Lil Purple, and, and my guy Mars. Hey man, I know it's late for you, Mars, so we're gonna let you get out here. He's on the East Coast,
Yeah,
so
we're
it's
in bed.
12:46 for Mars. Thanks for everybody watching. Stephanie, let me get this comment before we go. I love you guys. Thank you so much. You are my Wednesday highlights. This was a great way to get ready for my show tomorrow. Just waiting for the super group now. We gotta do a super
Oh
group.
shit, we gotta do super group. Yeah,
And
we gotta do that.
everybody go to Stephanie's page too. She got a show tomorrow. I think a lot of her shows are sold out though, but if y'all want to try to get tickets, hit her up.
Hell yeah.
She got some dope things going on. All right, so super duper group. All right, so since we're talking about TV shows,
Oh.
put
Ooh.
together
Ooh.
what 4 lead or supporting actors you would want to see in a show together. And because this is so new, I'll start to try to give y'all a little time. All right. So these are the 4 that I would want to see in a show together. Jeffrey Wright, because he's one of my favorite actors all time now. Because everything I see him in, I'm like, this dude is phenomenal. So Jeffrey Wright, Wendell Reed Pierce, Eddie Murphy, and Angela Bassett. Those are the 4. Any premise, that show is gonna go.
I like that.
Okay.
Who y'all got for the 4 y'all want as y'all leads? And it could be any kind of show. It could be a comedy. It could be a drama. You ain't gotta have a concept. Just I want you to pick 4 actors or actresses where you feel like, hey, no matter what I put these 4 in, it's gonna go. It'll be a sick TV show. Go ahead, Mark.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Martin Lawrence.
Okay.
Damn.
Sherman Hemsley.
Oh,
that's
out the box.
The guy that played Archie Bunker.
Oh.
Okay.
And Miss Jackie from 227.
Ooh.
Okay, wait. Are we doing dead or alive, or are we just doing, you know what I'm saying?
No, dead or alive. Whoever, whatever. You know how super duper group go. You know the rules.
There's all types of racism in my show.
It is. You got Archie Bunker, Sherman Hemsley back together.
I'm gonna go Richard Pryor.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think I'm gonna have to do Mike Epps.
Ooh. Oh shit!
Yo,
Richard Pryor. I want to see this show. I want to see this show now. I already want to see this show. Mike Epps playing Richard Pryor's son and some shit. Like, I already want to see this show. All right, who else? My
Mike
bad.
Epps, Richard Pryor. I'm gonna have to do my man Bernie.
Ooh.
Damn. Let's stoop down a little bit. Let's stoop down a little bit.
But say Mike Early, huh?
Hell no.
Bringing in those like
I'm
green
a
eyes.
I'm gonna go with somebody new. It's Carlos Miller. I'm gonna throw that in there. That's gonna be a nice ball.
Ooh,
That's some funny shit right there. Oh damn.
that show would have to be a family
That
business.
show.
Richard Pryor is running his sons. Period.
Oh wait,
Oh,
Richard and Bernie Mac is their uncle.
wait, before we close off, let me ask you this question. Before we close off, would you let, considering what happened with Jonathan Majors, Megan Good, and Michael Ealy,
You said without what?
would you allow your girlfriend to lift her up like that?
man, hell no, man. We fighting on sight, nigga. What? Nigga, you ain't picking my woman up, nigga. I don't care what your history is, man. Hey,
Wait. Knowing that you could potentially return as king, so you don't want to show no violence on TV.
Right.
nah,
You know what?
bro.
It would have been so bad if he didn't have that awkward look on his face.
Yeah, that man.
Like if he would have just played it off and smiled, like oh,
Yeah,
but
like,
he really looked like oh man, don't take my girl.
He
You can't
looked
have that look on
my
your
woman.
face.
He looked like Elmer Fudd.
Hey man, you talk about awkward moments in history.
bro, that's one of them for sure.
But shout out to Jonathan Major, man. I hope you make your comeback, bro. I hope you make your full comeback.
No, he's
dog.
being casted for some major movie that's coming up. From what I
Yeah.
heard.
Some little movie. I'm gonna watch it just to see what it was talking about, even if it's
It
bad.
would be
Good,
fire though if they eventually bring him back as Kang though, like
I
and finish
hope
off
so,
that
man.
storyline, man.
I hope so. But it's next week is Marvel week, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. I got my tickets for Deadpool and Wolverine.
I don't know to get my tickets.
I want to see it. I'm gonna go.
And I'm seeing Twister this weekend.
You want to see Twister?
Hell yeah. All the reviews have been out the box.
Damn, I'm gonna have to check that out too. Bet.
Okay. I might have to add it to the queue.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie says she really stumped when it comes to these actors. It's
Just
not an
look at-
easy one. It's not an easy super duper group, Steph, because you have so many actors pop in your head. As soon as I say that, you have like a bunch of but I was just trying to find a combination that would be like, ooh, this would be a great show. I could make it comedy and have some drama elements to it, and they could pull all of it off.
And I'm all for controversy and hate and laughs.
He went for ignorance. Mars went for the
Ignorance.
mess and the ignorance. Not even ignorance. He went for the ignorance.
Yo, you gotta go back and look at all those 70s shows. It's like the stuff in which they were saying on TV
Bro,
and getting away with
I was
it.
watching
Man,
All in the Family and Good Times and what's the one that Sherman Hemsley was on?
Jefferson's.
Jefferson's. I'm like, yo, they were saying some wild shit, yo. Like they couldn't get away with none of this now. Even Bewitched. What's crazy? The Bewitched was saying some wild, like sexist shit. It wasn't even really racist. It was basically like, bitch, stay in the kitchen. It was Bewitched. You know what I mean? Like it was. Yo, they was wild back then, son.
I'm gonna have to go watch all these shows again, dog.
Yo,
That's crazy.
She said, I've been watching All in the Family for the last 4 days. I love Carol O'Connor. He was a great actor too. To go from playing Archie Bunker, who I thought he really was like that, and then playing the sheriff in Heat of the Night. Dude's a beast.
yeah.
All right, we're finna get out of here, man, because I know Mars got to get some shut eye. Thanks for joining us, Mars. Thanks, Rex.
you.
Again, everybody in the comments, Steph, Pandora, who always chiming in. We appreciate y'all, man. Until next time, wild thoughts. We are out of here.
Stop the world, let me off. I don't like this destination. I like a transfer to the express line. I gotta get off. Electric slide to the devil doors of life. Things are changing and it ain't the way I like. On the replay, wish I could get a replay.